Repair sequence complete.
Hello everybody, my name is Indeimaus and welcome back to another episode. This episode is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones. Nothing too scary in this one, but we are going to be counting down the top 5 saddest deaths in gaming. I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Just as a warning, there are going to be major spoilers from the following games shown on the screen right now. If you plan on playing any of those titles or don't want to be spoiled for any of those titles, do click away onto one of my other videos because I'm going to be telling you the huge character deaths in those video games. Maybe just knowing there's deaths in those video games is a spoiler. If so, I apologize now. You did click onto a video called The Saddest Deaths in Video Gaming, so, you know, I guess you walked into that one, didn't you? Remember to leave a comment below telling me who I missed. I'm not too worried about spoilers, to be honest. I know a lot of character deaths. I know a lot of gaming deaths. I can't think of any games where I could be spoiled. But again, be warned, if you're going down into the comment section, there might be deaths from any kind of game. I don't know what they're doing down there. So be warned if you're going to be writing a comment as well. Maybe write the comment. Don't read the other comments. You've been warned, okay? Now this is going to be an extremely depressing video, so I thought we'd start on a happier note, maybe a brighter note. And I found this video on the internet of two cats fighting, so I thought we'd watch it together before we get started. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, that's adorable. Two cats. I love cats. Wait, what's the date on that video? 1993. That means both of those cats are probably already dead. Let's start this list with the devastating death of Eli Vance from a little first-person shooter you may know as Half-Life 2, Episode 2. The cliffhanger that has never been answered. It's the last we've seen from the Half-Life universe. And when playing this series, so many people die, certainly in the first game. If you were like me, killing the scientist was, pretty hilarious, but this unexpected death hit the audience hard. And the worst thing is, we never even got to see how it affected the universe and the characters. His death was at the end of the episode. We of course saw his daughter Alex grieve very briefly when he got slaughtered by the weird octopus robot, but maybe one day we'll see the continuation of this series. Half-Life 3? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum here, instead of a death over 10 hours into a series, this tragedy happens in the opening scene of The Last of Us. Even with the limited amount of time to connect with these new characters, seeing Joel's daughter Sarah be gunned down in the opening scene also hit a lot of people really hard. I think we need to recognize the voice acting and writing talent behind the game at this point. Mainly, I'm a PC gamer and don't cover a lot of console games on the channel, and I never shared my opinions or thoughts on this game at all, but from a storytelling, atmospheric, and character-driven game, this is one of the best that any console has to offer. I've heard great things about the PS4 port as well, but alas, this isn't about The Last of Us. This is about the heavy-hearted opening which left a lot of players in shock and set up the game perfectly for a unique post-apocalyptic adventure. If you've seen any of my other lists on the channel, you know sometimes I like to throw curveballs into the list, something a little bit different that probably won't be seen in other lists on YouTube. Sure, I could have thrown a ton of different deaths in this place, but this one is something that will still give me goosebumps even now. It's less so the shock or the sadness in the actual death like previous mentions. It's more about the journey you share with Arthas throughout playing Warcraft 3. You start out playing him as a confident, slightly cocky prince looking to protect the land and become the best king he can when his father dies. but wanting to save people and vengeance takes over. He slaughters a whole town because he believes they're all infected by the demon he wishes to destroy. His allies can't follow him anymore, and he takes his vengeance to the end of the world, where eventually the power of evil seduces him and turns him into what most people know him as today, the Lich King. The scene of him sitting upon the throne and freezing over in Warcraft 3, along with the music that's partnered with it, still affects me on some weird, deeper level. It's storytelling at its finest. And that's just the beginning of his journey, but for a lot of people, that's where Arthas died, and the Lich King took over. Of course, the Lich King was eventually brought to justice by all the players of World of Warcraft, and of course that cutscene was emotional as well, but nothing beats that throne scene from Warcraft 3. So this and the number one were deaths that actually saddened me. This one wasn't even due to shock. From the beginning of the game, you knew it was coming if you played Final Fantasy VII. I was expecting it, but god damn it didn't change a thing when ZACK eventually died fighting the endless waves of Shinra soldiers. People believe ZACK is a better character than Cloud, and I agree 100%. ZACK is one of the best characters Final Fantasy has ever seen. It's extremely unfortunate that this game isn't available on PS Vita or PS4 on the digital store, because frankly more people need to play it. ZACK was all about honor and becoming a hero. Not for the glory of it, but because he wanted to help the people who were close to him. His final words were to Cloud that he'll be his living legacy before handing the infamous Buster Sword. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII and you haven't seen the Crisis Core ending, I highly suggest go watching it in its entirety. It was a hard decision whether to put ZACK or Lee in the first place, but I decided to go with Lee Everett, the main playable character in the first season of Telltale's Walking Dead game. I'm not sure I saw this one coming, but the connection and friendship between Lee and Clementine, the almost fatherly figure he was to her, was one of the main emotional connections you had throughout this game. Now we know The Walking Dead has deaths left, right and center, but the final scene with Clementine and Lee was despairing as all hell. I won't go and spoil Season 2 since that's a little more recent, but the ending of that is just as saddening as this one. Please Telltale, stop pulling our heartstrings with the deaths of our favourite characters in the series. You're destroying my spirit. Thanks for watching everybody. Hopefully I didn't sadden you too much or maybe bring back bad memories of gaming that you tried to bury away, but hey, a way to make yourself feel better and make me feel better is if you leave a like on this video and leave a comment. I love reading them. Let's have a little thing here. Leave the saddest moment that you've had in gaming. Leave that below. We can all just be sad together. That's great. And if you don't want to be sad and you're feeling generous, be sure to check out my Patreon page as well. Go click the link in the description. You can check it all out over there. Help support the show, help me create these episodes, and hopefully entertain all of you. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon with some more videos.